Have you ever wondered what would happen if a piece of the future fell into the hands of the past? Imagine this, a Viking longship cutting through the icy northern seas. On board, amidst the axes and shields, a warrior discovers a strange, heavy, black metal object. It's a modern machine gun. What happens next? Let's dive into this incredible what if. Initially, the Vikings would be baffled. This thing is heavier than any axe, more complex than any bow. They might try to use it as a club, or maybe even offer it to their gods. But Vikings were clever, incredibly resourceful people. They were master blacksmiths and sailors who understood mechanics. Someone, maybe a curious warrior or a wise old chieftain, would eventually fiddle with the strange levers and triggers. Picture the moment of discovery. A warrior, perhaps named Bjorn, accidentally pulls the trigger. A deafening roar echoes across the fjord, a stream of fire and lead erupts, and a distant tree explodes into splinters. The silence that follows would be absolute. Fear, then awe, then a slow, dangerous understanding would dawn on their faces. They wouldn't understand the science, but they would understand the power. They would see it as a gift from Odin himself, Gungnir, his legendary spear, made real. The biggest challenge? Ammunition! Let's assume they found a substantial cache, maybe a few thousand rounds. This resource would be more precious than gold or silver. Every single bullet would be counted, guarded jealously. They would quickly learn that this fire-breathing serpent is not for hunting deer or scaring birds. It's a weapon of shock and awe, reserved for the most important battles. Now, let's take this to the battlefield. Imagine the great heathen army in England. Instead of a shield wall slowly grinding against the Anglo-Saxons, a single Viking steps forward. The Saxons laugh, seeing one man stand alone. Then the roar begins. The first volley would tear through shields, armor, and men like they were made of paper. The psychological impact would be devastating. It's not just a weapon. It's terrifying magic, thunder from the gods. Armies would break and flee before a single Viking had to swing an axe. This new power would change Viking society itself. The clan that possessed this weapon would become unstoppable. They could unite all of Scandinavia under a single banner. Not through diplomacy, but through the undeniable argument of overwhelming force. Chieftains would become kings, and kings would become emperors. The age of Viking raids would transform into an age of Viking conquest on a scale never before seen. Could they conquer all of Europe? It's a fascinating thought. They could certainly shatter any medieval army they faced. The balance of power would be completely broken. Kings and emperors from Francia to Byzantium would have no answer. They might send assassins to steal the weapon or try to replicate it. But how could they? It would be like trying to build a starship with medieval tools. The Viking Empire, forged by this impossible weapon, would be a new kind of power, a technological dynasty in an age of iron and steel. Their expansion would be swift and brutal. But as the precious ammunition dwindled, their reign of terror would face its inevitable end. Unless their clever blacksmiths could reverse engineer a cartridge near impossible task, their divine weapon would one day fall silent. When the last bullet was fired, the silence would be even more profound than the initial roar. The Vikings would be left with legends of their thunderous power. A brief, violent, and glorious chapter in history when they held the future in their hands. It's a powerful reminder that technology doesn't just change how we fight. It changes who we are. What do you think would have happened? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into an alternate past, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more epic what-ifs. Thanks for watching.